When men are successful, families prosper. When women are successful, societies prosper. Success in life is delta. Delta is equal to x2 minus x1. x2 is where you are today. x1 was where you were that day. And my x1 was 0. And if it is 0, you will never fail. Success should not come too early, because getting a success is never a problem. Sustaining the success is the biggest problem. I have a story, the story of mine, my journey, and this story has motivated a lot of people, and I'm extremely happy to share it again. Usually I talk for an hour, 45 minutes. Suren told you got only 19.5 minutes, and let's go ahead. So as introduced, I am from a village. The village is Appanaikanbattipudur. It is in Coimbatore district. And the village and poverty was a unique combination. Fortunately, I was poor. Fortunately, I was from village, and this concoction made me very strong. I have to acknowledge my mother's role, and my mother was a lady with guts, grits, and that gave me the glory. She reared 2 buffaloes and 10 liters of milk a day, 70 liters a week, rupee a liter, and 70 rupees a week. And with that money, she made sure that all her children were Madras University graduates, and then Mumbai University postgraduates. The power of women, and today we call it as entrepreneurship, but I must tell you, there can't be a bigger entrepreneur than my mother. Well, education was very difficult, and thanks to Mr. Kamraj, who brought in meals to the schools, and I went to the schools only for the meals, and what I got was a bonus. I was lucky enough to do a degree in 1979 in maths, physics, chemistry, but I was not lucky enough to get a job. I must have attended not less than 50 interviews in Coimbatore. Everywhere, everyone asked me one same stupid question: do you have experience? And I don't know how will one have an experience after finishing the degree within a month or two. It's almost like asking a girl whom you want to get married, and the first meeting you ask, how many children do you have? That bad was that. So I took a decision in 1978 that if I start a company one day, I should employ only freshers. And I must tell you, I have employed 15,000 freshers. In fact, the criteria for getting a job in Thyrocare was poverty, village, and they should not be able to make a full English statement without error. So that was a unique way. Since I didn't get a job in Coimbatore rejected me. I boarded Jayanti Janata Express, August 18, 1982, S9 coach, 41 berth number, and reached Mumbai and stayed in Mumbai VT railway station for 3 nights. Success in life is delta. Delta is equal to x2 minus x1. x2 is where you are today. x1 was where you were that day, and my x1 was 0. And if it is 0, you will never fail. And if you have nothing to lose, you are the most confident man. If you have nothing to lose, you can take all risks. So I must again repeat, fortunately, I am from a village. Fortunately, I was poor. Fortunately, Coimbatore didn't give me a job. And I have landed in Mumbai for an interview for Baba Atomic Research Center. Unfortunately, I got the job. Gazetted officer post. Wonderful job, research institution, best. And I went to Mumbai with a BSc. I never expected I would have my post graduation, MSc and a PhD. जब भी भगवान देता है சப்படு பாடுக்கே தேத்தாய் கொடுக்கிற தெய்வம் கூரையை பிச்சுட்டு கொடுக்கும். This is the way in which I got my 2 degrees, and I married a girl who was working with State Bank of India. So one salary became 2 salaries. What a wonderful heaven. And then 2 children also, and 2 degrees, 2 children, and everything goes very well. So that's the time. Just now Siddharth was telling about, are you frustrated with the work? Is that you feel your vehicle is moving too slow? These are all the things which made me to think, why not risk? My wife was earning, so why you need 2 salary? I didn't have an EMI, so why should I stuck here? And I had a closing balance to take care of my family for 40 months. वाह, मैं अपने आप से पूछा कि जीने आया या जीतने आया? In Tamil, वाಳ वंदाया इल्लै वेट्री वेर वंदाया. So then I just felt I must take a risk, and I got into business. Fortunately, I had a PhD in thyroid. I focused on thyroid so much it became almost like an android. Disrupted the industry. I came in 1995 and I kept the lowest rate, impossible rate. Everybody felt it is not possible at all. But then to disrupt, you have to do something different. So what made my journey very powerful? Let us understand that, because I am not given a lot of time. First is frugality. I lived frugal. My mother taught me frugal. My mother did not have money to spend, so she was frugal, and I learned. So that is most important. Live frugally. Focus. If you are not focusing, you can't have first class degree. If you don't focus, you can't be a good employee. If you don't focus, your business cannot be succeeding. And the punchline is, there are only 2 kinds of people. One is successful, other could not focus. Unique business model. I had a business model, and nobody in diagnostics felt it is franchisable, and I did the franchising from Srinagar to Kanyakumari and from Guwahati to Gujarat. Everywhere I franchised, and it's a very unique business model. Thyrocare. I didn't put my name as Velumani Pathology Laboratory. Thyrocare, brand around a gland. Many ask me a question, oh, only 15 gram gland, would you make it large? I said, India has 100 crore thyroid. Today it is 130 crore, but I must tell you, when somebody thinks thyroid, it's Thyrocare. So the branding is very, very important. And as I said earlier, I only employed freshers, including my general managers who started their day 22 years back as a fresher. I must tell you here, the journey was very powerful because of 3 words. If you are in business, you must remember these 3 words: IT, HR, and logistics. These 3 words today are ruling. Take the worldwide, even in India, which are the most powerful companies. If you see top 10, 8 of them will be having these 3: IT or HR or logistics. So listen, there was no computer in my college, so I can't tell, I have no knowledge of IT. I created my own IT. HR is everything. I think if somebody has used human resources most powerfully, I did it. And let me put a punchline here also. Business is nothing but having more people than needed and keeping them, all of them, engaged. Wow. Having more people than needed. You are not doing it. Please try to do it. Of course, logistics, before Amazon and Flipkart came, no one understood what is logistics. And today they are telling 20 minutes delivery anywhere in the city. Wow, that's logistics. I scaled up very fast. It was first in South Mumbai, then in entire Mumbai, then entire Western India, then all over the country. Today we are present in 10 countries. You get into a website, book your ticket. Next day morning, 8 o'clock, my technician is at your door. I scaled up so well, so fast. I did the business for 27 years. Every 6 months I added a zero. I repeat, every 6 months I added a zero. It is not 17%, 20%. It was just exponential growth. No EMI. Personally, I have never borrowed. Business has never borrowed. Can you create a $1 billion company without borrowing? Done. It was done. And no dilution. I didn't go and pitch to the investors asking for money. No dilution. The dilution happened because they came to me, not because I went. One more punchline here. If you go and pitch, your value is half. If the investor has come to your door, the value is 2x. So have patience, grow the business, focus the business. Success should not come too early, because getting a success is never a problem. Sustaining the success is the biggest problem. I am 63-year-old, so I am successful. So have patience, keep moving. Success should never get into your head. You should not get into limelight. Cool, keep focused. 25 years I ran the business, and the business every year was 25% CAGR, compounded annual growth rate. Trust me, I charged minimum from the patient. If my competitor was charging 1,000, I charged 500. But I made 40% profit all the 25 years, never less. Which means I have to tell one more punchline here. The profits never should come from customer's pocket. It should come from floor efficiency, good administration, good system. If it comes from the customer, it may anytime stop. But if it comes from your floor efficiency, it will never stop. So I went for an initial public offer, IPO. Today LIC is an IPO, but Velumani became an IPO in 2016 itself. And when it got listed, the company was $500 million. Extremely happy to say my script got 75 times subscribed. Madrasi kisi ko pata nahi tha who is this man, and suddenly Velumani sprung a surprise and company became most powerful company. Then comes COVID. COVID came, people completely got scared. All wanted to do tests, and I was the first laboratory approved by Government of India for doing private laboratory for doing COVID PCR. And I did enormous number of COVID PCR tests across the country. Because the COVID, my share price rose from 600 rupees to 1300 rupees, and somebody desperately wanted to buy, and they came to me, and I felt, wow, I came to Mumbai with 500 rupees. Here is someone giving me a 5,000 crore check, single check. Should I not take it? And I took it. And I have exited. And Velumani today is unemployed. And this is the kind of journey it was. Intense work. Somebody told me, Velumani, in 25 years, you have worked for 100 years. I must tell you, I have worked like 1,000 years of hard work. Complete focus, honesty, trust, truth. Oh, so many. If you get to listen to me, please go to YouTube and put Thyrocare Velumani. You will have a lot of stories. And I have exited. And let me acknowledge the two individuals who made my journey possible. One is absolutely doubtless, it was my mother. 5 children, no income, and she really made it. And she kept my intestine alive for 27 years, and then passed on to my wife Sumati Velumani. And unfortunately, she is no more. I lost her just 50 days before the IPO. We both wanted to ring the bell in the National Stock Exchange, and I had to go alone, and I lost her. Most powerful lady one can imagine. I was only the front end, and she was the most powerful back end. She was the second engine in that journey. And she married me first, because Bombay born girl. I'm from a village. And then she taught me Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati. She made sure I am a scientist, entrepreneur, storyteller. And I must tell you with a punchline, when men are successful, families prosper. When women are successful, societies prosper. So that's my tribute to her. I never acknowledged her when she was around. And whenever I am on stage, off stage, wherever I get time, I thank these two. And I must thank Suren for calling me and asking me to be crisp. And generally I use slides to talk, and this time I thought, let me talk without slides. Once again, thank you, Siddharth. Thank you, Suren. Wish success, Gyan, a wonderful journey. I am pretty sure when you become as old as I am, you will have one more zero than what I have. Good luck.